What's happening? This is Joshua Boetsi and you're watching Sporting Icons.
Okay, so the build-up between Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn getting a little bit tasty now, isn't it? Where Chris Eubank Jr., he sends a message to Jake Paul after Jake Paul defended Conor Benn demanding a catch weight and, of course, a re-hydration clause for the Chris Eubank Jr. fight. Anyway, Chris Eubank Jr., he says to Jake Paul, yo, Jake Paul, once I deal with Ben and you take care of Ruckman, how about me and you go a couple of rounds? I'll come in at 160, you come in whatever weight you want. Winner gets Canelo. And don't worry, I ain't no Tommy Fury. Now, based on that one, you know, it doesn't really matter what kind of agreement that Chris Eubank Jr. and Jake Paul has. That doesn't mean they're going to get Canelo. Canelo has to agree. That's a bit of a stupid thing to say. Now, Conor Benn then responds to this, to Chris Eubank Jr., you won't fight again after you've shared the ring with me. I will be your last fight. Now, I suppose my response to Conor Benn on that one is, you've never ended anybody's career. How are you going to end Chris Eubank Jr.'s career? Now, whether he beats Chris Eubank Jr., whether he doesn't, is kind of irrelevant at this point. But he's never ended anybody's career, so what makes you think he's going to end Chris Eubank Jr.'s career? But at the same time, who knows? If Chris Eubank Jr. loses to Conor Benn, I think Chris Eubank Jr. may as well retire, because basically he's weight bullied him and ends up taking a loss for it. That would be pretty embarrassing, very, very difficult to come back from. So, I would imagine that will probably be his last fight. This is the kind of fight where Chris Eubank Jr. has nothing to win, but everything to lose in this fight. Conor Benn has everything to win and nothing to lose. Conor Benn is the much smaller fighter and is supposed to lose to Chris Eubank Jr. Chris Eubank Jr. is not supposed to lose to Conor Benn. But when it comes to Chris Eubank Jr., as far as this whole statement to Jake Paul and whatever else is concerned, it appears that Chris Eubank Jr. is no longer really interested in any kind of Triple G fight or any kind of world title fight. And if fighting any of these top contenders, he's not interested in that. He'd rather fight welterweights. Conor Benn, Kell Brook, Bob Crawford, you name it. He seems to be mentioning all the welterweights. Everybody except people in his own weight division for whatever reason that is. But either way, Chris Eubank Jr., so he wants to fight Conor Benn for absolutely no point other than money, and then go fight a Jake Paul. You have to ask the question, how serious is Chris Eubank Jr. about becoming a world champion? You really do have to ask that question. But anyway, to get back onto Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr., it seems that, yeah, things are spicing up a little bit nicely, but listen, their beef is not their father's beef. Their father's beef was genuine. This is not genuine. It's not genuine beef. There hasn't been any animosity between Conor and Chris. There hasn't been any animosity. So why start now? No point to it whatsoever, in my opinion. But hey, in some ways, it's just a fun fight, isn't it? That's all it really is. My thoughts, drop me yours, click thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.